James was a bright and ambitious young student, deeply committed to his academic success. Yet, despite his best efforts, he often found himself overwhelmed by the constant pressure of his studies. He would spend long hours in his room, buried in books, determined to master every subject. But no matter how hard he worked, the results didn't always reflect his dedication. He would push himself late into the night, his mind buzzing with information, only to wake up the next day feeling exhausted and mentally drained. Each new day brought a cycle of fatigue, stress, and frustration. The harder James worked, the less progress he seemed to make, and it weighed heavily on his spirit. One day, as James wandered through the dense jungle near his village to clear his mind, he stumbled upon something unexpected, an ancient temple, hidden among the thick trees. The air around it felt different, calm and serene, as if the temple had been waiting for him. Intrigued, he approached the entrance, feeling a sense of curiosity and wonder. As he stepped closer, an elderly monk appeared at the doorway, a soft smile on his face. The monk motioned for James to come inside, and without a word, James followed him into the cool, quiet temple. Inside, the monk led him to a simple wooden bench and invited him to sit. After a few moments of silence, the monk turned to James, his wise eyes twinkling. "Young one," the monk began, "you look troubled. What brings you here today?" James hesitated for a moment, then decided to share his heart. "I've been struggling," he confessed. "No matter how hard I try, I can't seem to manage my time. I spend hours studying, but I'm always behind, and I'm always tired. I feel like I'm working non-stop, but I don't know how to make the most of my time. It's like I'm running in circles, and I don't know what to do." The monk nodded thoughtfully, his expression calm. "I understand your frustration, young one. But I believe I can help you. Let me tell you a story." The monk's voice grew soft and steady, as if the story itself had the power to reveal a deeper truth. There was once a great master, renowned throughout the land for his wisdom and insight. He had many students, all of whom admired him for his knowledge. But among his students, one stood out above the rest. This particular student was not only intelligent, but he was also incredibly efficient. He seemed to always be ahead, finishing his work with time to spare, while others struggled to keep up. He never seemed overwhelmed or tired, no matter how much he had to do. The other students, curious about this student's success, approached the master one day and asked, "Master, how is it that this student always seems to have his work completed on time? He never seems stressed or tired, and yet he accomplishes so much. What's his secret?" The master smiled gently and answered, "The secret lies in how he uses his time." The students were confused. "But master," they asked, "don't we all have the same amount of time?" The master's smile widened. "Yes," he said, "everyone has the same amount of time. But how we spend that time is what makes the difference." James's brow furrowed as he absorbed the monk's words. He could feel the wisdom behind the story, but he wasn't sure how to apply it to his own life. Sensing James's confusion, the monk continued. "Time, my young friend, is the one thing in this world that we can never get back once it's gone. It is the most precious resource we have. You must learn to respect it, to use it wisely, if you truly want to find success, not just in your studies, but in all aspects of life." James sat silently for a moment, taking in the monk's words. The idea of managing his time, rather than simply working harder, felt like a revelation. But the monk wasn't done. He leaned forward, his eyes kind but serious. "There is a difference between working hard and working smart," he explained. "Both are important, but if you want to succeed, you must learn how to combine them. You must plan your days carefully, prioritize your tasks, and focus on what truly matters. But just as important is the need to rest. Your body and mind cannot function at their best if they are constantly running on empty." James nodded, absorbing each of the monk's lessons as though they were lifelines thrown to him in a sea of uncertainty. The monk continued, "Create a schedule, but make sure it's balanced. Devote time to your work, but also give yourself time to relax, to recharge, to enjoy life. Focus your attention on one task at a time, without distractions. When you feel overwhelmed, take a break. When you feel tired, rest. But always come back, refreshed and ready to give your best." James's heart stirred with newfound determination. For the first time in a long time, he felt as though he had a clear path forward. He thanked the monk for his wisdom and left the temple with a sense of clarity he had never known before. As he walked back through the jungle, he felt lighter, as though a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. The days that followed were not easy, old habits die hard, but James was committed. He began to organize his time with intention, creating a balanced schedule that allowed for both hard work and rest. He set clear priorities, focusing on the most important tasks first, and made sure to take breaks when needed. He stopped studying late into the night, realizing that the quality of his work mattered more than the number of hours he put in. Gradually, James began to notice changes. His energy levels increased, his stress decreased, and his studies improved. He found himself finishing tasks more efficiently, with time to spare for other things he enjoyed. His performance in school skyrocketed, and he felt more confident and capable than ever before. Years went by, and James continued to apply the monk's teachings to every part of his life. As he graduated and moved on to new chapters in his journey, the lessons of the temple stayed with him. He realized that the true secret to success wasn't just hard work, it was the ability to manage time wisely, to balance effort with rest, and to prioritize what truly mattered. James's life was a testament to the power of working smarter, not harder. And though he faced many challenges along the way, he always returned to the teachings of the wise monk, who had shown him that success wasn't about endless toil, but about making every moment count.